Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen Existentialists. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Wow.
Are you feeling it?
I am.
Are you feeling it?
I am always in the Christmas mood. Not really, but
I'm
getting there.
This is the Gen Existentialist podcast, Christmas edition.
Hey.
My name's Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are here to regale you with tales of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future.
We're going to jingle your bells, bitches.
We're going to jingle your bells, and we're going to pull Mega Wheel the Magnificent in. We are going to do our normal thing. We're going to get questions from Meg, and they're all going to end with, at Christmas.
See, she's kind of like Santa Claus. You just tell her not to shave for a couple of weeks. So
she does seem very jolly. I'll say that.
She got a bowl full of, her belly bounces like a bowl full of jelly. Was that what they say in that one
like
song?
That, yeah. So anyway, if we forget to throughout the show, for all of you who are listening to this, it's our Christmas edition. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Or whatever holiday you choose to celebrate this time of year. If you're one of those folks that either doesn't like Christmas, doesn't have family, or you don't like this time of year because maybe you don't have a lot of people in your life, just chill. It'll be over soon, and you'll get through it, and it'll be January, and everybody will be miserable with you.
Yeah,
because there's nothing worse
as Valentine's Day for all you ugly people.
Here's why I say to anyone, even if you're down, if you've had losses, if there's a reason why you're feeling down during the holidays, just figure that the way you're feeling, everybody feels that way come January 2nd. Because literally, once the holidays are over, the moods of everybody just go into the toilet.
That must be why my birthday is always fucking lame. My birthday is 2 days after January 2nd. Yeah, and it sucks. Nobody does anything for my birthday because it's the dead of winter and everybody's burned out from the holidays.
I don't even think it's burnout. I think we make too much of Christmas and New Year's. We really do. We make too much of Thanksgiving too. It's all this build up, and then you have it, and then you're just like, oh, it's like always anticlimactic.
Well, yeah,
so even doing this holiday edition of the show is like, do we really want to do it?
It's the memories that you build up. I mean, those are touchstone points in time for families. So that's what makes them special.
Most of mine are from Halloween.
Well, that's good.
Or Thanksgiving.
That's another touchstone holiday.
Yeah.
It's good to have these holidays because some people really love the 4th of July. That's like their big thing. I never could get into it.
Understood that. Yeah.
But, it's just a thing. Some people have their favorite holidays. They have good memories of their families and friends. And that's what's going to keep you warm come January 2nd, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, that for me is the worst day because generally you're going back to work. The holidays are over. The next thing you got to look forward to is Valentine's Day, which nobody enjoys.
I love Valentine's Day.
I hate Valentine's Day. I was always the kid in school that didn't get any Valentines. Yeah. Well, it was just one of those things.
You got to get your smooze on.
What do they call them? Hallmark holidays?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's kind of what every holiday is, though.
To a large extent, yeah. Yeah, and see, here we are. This is our Christmas special, and here we are tearing down the structure.
Well, one of us is.
I am a pooper, if nothing else. So I'm going to give Mega Wheel the Magnificent a spin and see what kind of just weird stuff she can dredge up. We're spinning. And okay. So the question that Meg has given us is favorite hobbies then and now. So I'm going to make it favorite things to do around Christmas as a child and today.
And one of my favorite things to do as a kid, besides putting the Christmas tree up with my parents, which was a huge highlight, I loved constructing the tree.
Okay.
That was a great thing, was that the night after we constructed the tree, we'd turn off all the lights in the living room, and we'd sit there in the dark and listen to the Vienna Boys Choir on the radio. It always seemed to come around that time, and we'd listen to all these Christmas carols, which is playing on a little tinny radio in the kitchen somewhere. So it's this kind of distant, hollow sound.
Yeah.
And just laying there and watching the lights on the ceiling, as they blink and change color. Because we had the colorful lights. We didn't do the all-white lights that all the cool kids do nowadays.
Yeah.
Ours were all like multicolor madness. And that was one of my favorite things about Christmas as a kid.
Cool.
As an adult, I have to be honest with you, there is not much. Once my family passed, I don't really even have Christmas anymore. It's, we'll put up a tree, but we have a very small house now, so we actually put our tree up on the porch outside because there's no room in the house to put a tree and all that jazz. And, there's not a big holiday celebration, I guess. It usually ends up just being me and my wife.
Yeah. And
we just hang out together. But we do that all the time. So it's not really holiday related. It's not this holiday hangout. It's just hanging out. So I do miss, you were talking about for those people that are kind of down around Christmas. Christmas has now become one of my down holidays because it was my parents were such a part of it, and my parents loved Christmas so much.
Yeah.
And they kind of took it with them, unfortunately. They kind of took that heart of Christmas with them. And, I don't have children or anything, so I don't have that sort of joy of watching the kids again, get all excited about Christmas. And it just kind of passes for me. So I spend most of my time enjoying Halloween and less of my time enjoying the winter holidays, including Thanksgiving. And
I feel like we need to put you on the psychiatrist's couch now, because literally you just described what I was trying ever so ineloquently to mention earlier in the intro to the show today.
I just didn't want to suck the wind out of anybody's sails right away.
Well, it's one of those things. You're a perfect example of someone that feels that way about the holidays now. And the thing is, that joy that you had with your parents, it's still there inside of you.
Sure,
certainly they're gone, but that doesn't mean that you can't find it again. Like some of my favorite Christmases in the last 15 years have been like when we were playing with the D&D group. And we would get together at some time around Christmas and just, it was kind of a Christmas edition, if you will.
That was fun.
Those gatherings were always fantastic. And I think...
Yeah, you still have that.
Yeah. So
but
that
it's
kind of stuff is important.
I think people are reminded of their losses heavier at holidays.
Yeah.
So there's a real... there's a Christmas song that is a country song, I think, but it's something about, there'd be an empty place at the table this year.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. But then you compound that more with the more loss you get as you get older, the emptier the table gets, and pretty soon it's just you and your spouse or you by yourself or something sitting at the table. It's a weird feeling of, I don't know. It's a tradition thing. I'm a tradition guy. I love traditions. I know a lot of people don't anymore. It's not hip to like traditions, but I love traditions. I think it grounds us as a culture, as a race, as a species.
Do me a favor then, and I'm asking this as your friend. Even if it's not the tree out on your porch, get a small tree like a tabletop tree or something with lights, and do the same thing with Gene. Turn all the lights out. Get the Vienna Boys Choir and just do the same thing, because that magic that you had 40 years ago is still there, and you're going to remember doing it with your folks, and that's good. Just because you can't do it today, that doesn't mean it's not important and it's not something you can still enjoy.
True.
Will it be the same? No, but maybe you find a way to make it new for you and Jean. I mean, you never know.
I will say one of the other weird things about Christmases as you get older is that you don't really need anything.
True. Very true. God,
and
yes.
So Christmas becomes a really odd conundrum where you're kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to ask for anything, but I know I'm going to get stuff. So I've got to, what am I going to get them? And then I'm glad that as a friends group, we kind of stopped doing some of the holiday stuff.
Yeah.
Because there was always a thing where we always either did Christmas gift exchanges or birthday gifts or something.
Yeah.
And we kind of pared that down or winnowed that down because there's really nothing.
Yeah. I mean, if any of us need something, we're going to get it or save up for it. And even though a lot of the stuff that like we've given each other over the years is super cool, it's like we don't need to do that. Just being around, hanging out is more than enough. And the funny thing is, like my family, it went from just an inordinate amount of gifts to finally, me making the suggestion and finally working it in like gift cards are better. Hey, everybody, gift cards are better. All I want is gift cards. Gift cards are great. To being, we're almost at the point where everybody realizes we're just trading money and there's no reason to do it. Let's get together, have a meal, share the space, catch up, and that's enough. That's enough. You don't need things. And even Tracy and I, like this year, we decided, okay, we're going to put a spending limit on, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Try and do one thing. And if you can't, you can do 5, but they have to be this amount of money. And the funny thing was, when we decided that, a week or so ago, I had already picked out the one thing I wanted to get her. And I've got it. It's in a box here in the studio right now. And she asked me, like, what do you want? And I pointed out something on a music site that is perfectly within a few cents of the same amount that I spent on her gift. And that'll be great because I know the thing that I got her is something that she would look at and think is cool, but think is too expensive and never buy it. And I know she's going to love it.
All right.
And so that kind of stuff, I think, goes
Tracy, if you're out there listening, you need to leave us a comment at wherever you heard this podcast and let us know, did you like that present or not?
Yeah. And I mean,
#like present.
So I guess I should throw out an answer to the question.
Yeah.
Favorite hobbies or things about Christmas then and now. The thing then was seeing family, grandparents, aunts and uncles. That was always it. It wasn't the gifts. And even as a kid, you'd love shredding the paper and opening stuff up. But it was never about that. It was about getting to go over to Grandma and Grandpa's and hang out there and see their cats on my mom's side, or just hang out with my grandpa on my dad's side and my aunt and uncle and grandma, and just see the people and just be there.
Yeah.
Because even though we'd visit during the year, it was a little bit different because it was cold out and the house was always warm and it was always something new. And the meals were always the same. Like literally, I don't know how they did it on both sides. Same stuff every year. Mm-hmm. Ham at my dad's, turkey and ham at my mom's folks. And it was just amazing. And of course, cranberry sauce. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things I remember most is I love Ocean Spray jellied cranberry sauce. Some of the best stuff out there. To the point that my grandparents on my mom's side, one of my gifts every year was a case of jellied cranberry sauce.
Nice.
So, it's that stuff that I remember. Mm-hmm. It's that stuff that makes it good.
Yeah. And
like you, those people are gone. I've still got my folks, thank God. I've still got, my one aunt. I've got, my family has compressed significantly. And that happens as you get older. If you're in Gen X, if you're listening with us now from that perspective and you're part of this generation, chances are your family has gotten smaller. And even if it's gotten to a point where maybe you're the only one and you are in that faction that's kind of looking around this time of year going, what's the point? I'm not going to tell you not to be sad, but try and remember the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's where all this stuff lives, is in your heart and mind, and in those memories. Those are more than enough.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, you dumb old bank, etc., etc.
I love that movie.
He should go home and bang Donna Reed every night.
I'm going to give Mega Wheel the Magnificent another spin and see what kind of wonderment she can come up with. Wow. Okay, people say every cloud has a silver lining. What does this phrase mean to you at Christmas? I think we just covered that.
Yeah, I think we did. I think that's pretty much answered. It's all about the memories. It's all about making new memories and
let me go
remembering cherished ones.
Give her another spin here, see what we could work up for this show. And we have...
So what's your favorite traditional Christmas song?
Favorite traditional Christmas song?
Yeah. I'm just going to usurp Meg's power here for a minute. Look at me. It's the patriarchy back again, just in time for Christmas.
How traditional? Because the one...
more traditional than Grandma got run over by a reindeer, but less traditional than some Gregorian chant. How about that?
Okay. For some reason, even though I'm not religious in the standard way, I've always thought that Silent Night has... because it reminds me of a dirge, has some special eloquence and feel to it from a compositional point of view. Even without the lyrics, if it's just the melody and the music, I find it intriguing and I like that song. But a more modern song, and I know a lot of people out there hate this song, that Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time is such a freaking earworm that... I have taught myself to love it, and if I'm in a store or something and it comes on, I just sing along and just try to watch how many people are just like turning their noses up like, oh, I can't believe you're singing that song. It's like, come on. It's about having a wonderful Christmas time. Come on.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
Did it right for you, huh?
So from Silent Night to that, those are mine. How about you?
Silent Night is, if you really like that song, there was a really cool little documentary that was done maybe in the 60s, all about the origin of Silent Night.
Really?
That talks about how the guy who created it was a dude who went from village to village in Germany and Austria fixing pipe organs, because these villages had these elaborate pipe organs. That was the big thing. He sold pipe organs to churches and fixed them on the side and all that, and he came up with this little ditty to play as like a, hey, check out what your pipe organ can do.
Cool.
And it caught on, and it became a big deal, and he is now Mr. Silent Night.
Cool.
Not to be confused with Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a great horror movie, at least part 2. I really had a thing for Emmanuel.
Really?
Talk about a dirge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is a good dirge. I'm also... enjoy a little God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. I change the words to most Christmas songs, especially Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
So God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, do you like the more slowed down, to say it again, dirge-like feel, or the more upbeat
I like the dirgy songs because they feel like winter.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of... Now, I'm a sucker for anything Burl Ives sings.
Sure. Oh,
I got a Burl Ives thing, from childhood. So I enjoy, some Silver Bells by Burl Ives and stuff like that. So
anything that was in any of those TV shows, just works. Yeah. That if you're looking for the epitome of a Gen X Christmas, it's those shows. Rudolph, Frosty. All that different stuff that's all you need.
Yeah, the Heat Miser and Cold Miser one.
Yeah. And Charlie Brown Christmas.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there you go. Sorry, I stole Meg's thunder there. Please, milady.
Her question is not a good one.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any collections? What kind? So I'm going to say, do you have any Christmas collections? And if so, what kind of stuff?
No longer do I have any Christmas collections. I held on to a few of my mother's old Christmas ornaments that I don't hang up anymore because they're so fragile.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any Christmas collections. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people out there, they have tons of Christmassy stuff. Christ, your neighbor up the road.
Oh, yeah.
You should see this thing. It looks like a
Times
Square. It's amazing. It's lights out the wazoo.
At night, the glow lights up the entire neighborhood. And the thing is, I don't say that in a derogatory way.
No,
it's really cool that they go out and they go to the effort to put the stuff up. I enjoy it.
Because that's a gift for all of you then. Yeah, it's something everybody can enjoy, and that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm lucky. I mean, I think you came up and you saw like the Halloween decorations all throughout our neighborhood.
Yeah,
like, they're all good. Some of them are like over the top and they're just fantastic. I love living here for that kind of stuff.
This neighborhood's very festive.
Yeah.
And very neighbor oriented still.
Yeah.
So, how about you? Christmas collections?
Not really. I've got a few ornaments because when I was younger, my mom used to make like ornaments and stuff out of beads and things like that. And I've got a few of those that she made, but we don't have a Christmas tree. We haven't put up a Christmas tree since probably 2005, 2006.
Okay.
That's when we were living down south. And
got the menorah up.
No, we had a tree, and I liked the tree. And one night, Anicha, who I still miss, she was one of our cats. She lived to be 19, and she was fantastic. But she took the tree down. It was just like, yeah, we're just not going to do this anymore.
All right.
So from that point on, I guess a couple years after that, I started to do the Christmas owl. For some reason, and my dad was with me at the time, we went to a sporting goods store. I don't even remember which one. And I bought an owl, like a plastic owl that you should put on a fence post to like scare away critters and stuff. Because I like owls. And I bought it. And eventually it was like, I could put a Santa hat on it. I got a Santa hat that says Bah Humbug on it. And he became Napalm, the Christmas owl.
See, he's like, this is his young version of the stone geese that all the old ladies have and dress up in their yard. You remember those? That, look, a little outfit for my goose. He's got a little outfit for his owl.
Well, yeah, and the owl gets some lights and put presents around the owl, and the cats don't bother the owl. They come up, sniff, walk away. It's not a tree that they can go, okay, kamikaze mission at 11 p.m., everybody in, good, meow. Yeah. That just doesn't happen. We don't give them the chance.
All right.
Yeah. So should we give Meg one more spin, see what kind of holiday cheer she can dispense?
Come on, lady.
She's spinning and she's spinning. And our final question for this Christmas episode, probably final. Oh my God. Do you think people fall in love because the right person shows up or because the time in their life is right? So to put that in a Christmas thing, do you think that people enjoy presents because of where they got them? Or because it's something that they really needed and didn't know about? Do you think it's more the giver or the gift?
It's the experience. It's not the gift. It's just like Halloween. We had this discussion on our Halloween episode where it's not so much the kind of candy you got from a house. It's the experience of getting the candy. You get a handful, you get a whole bowl full, you get one piece or two pieces, but they've got a cool haunt going on. It's the experience you remember. And I think that's the way the majority of Christmas presents. Now, I don't know, maybe you got engaged over Christmas or something, and that's a stellar one that really stands out to you when you opened it up and there was this amazing diamond ring or something. I don't know. I've never had that experience. But we used to have amazing Christmases. You talk about presents. They would just be stacked everywhere. This was when my grandparents and my aunt and uncle and all them were still alive. And just piled up to the ceilings, and it was magical. It was just amazing. But I can't remember hardly any of the things I got for Christmas because that wasn't the point. The point was the experience of opening and being the littlest one, so you got to crawl under the tree and get the presents and hand them to the adults, and check the tree to make sure there isn't one hiding in the tree, and there always is, and stuff like that. Waking up and finding out that Santa Claus had put toys on the floor in front of the tree that weren't wrapped, that you could just immediately start playing with at 5 a.m. when you got up, when your parents are desperately trying to sleep until at least 7 or 8, things like that. That's, I think, really what the Christmas thing is to me, at least.
Did Did your parents or grandparents or anyone continually put that the presents were from Santa Claus?
No, they didn't continually do that.
Okay, maybe because up until
I was about 12 or 13, I guess they stopped.
Up until their passing, my grandparents on my mom's side, everything was always from Santa Claus.
Oh, that's sweet.
I remember that just distinctly.
That's really nice, though. And I mean, that's got a nice, cozy family vibe to it.
It was fun because especially as I got to be older and a teenager and stuff, there were those couple times where I looked at it, I was like, come on. But beyond that, like beyond age 16, when you're out of the kind of I'm a teenager kind of thing, I really appreciated it a lot, and it became cute and fun.
Did you save any of those tags by any chance?
No. There's so much stuff. I would have so much in my museum if I had saved all the cool things like that. And I mean, like we were talking a little bit before here at the studio, the house, just the way my wife and I decorate it, it's like a museum. There are posters and stuff hanging all over the place. There are action figures all over the place. I mean, and I love that. There's a part of me that would like to be a little bit more, I guess, Spartan about the way I live, but at the same time, the house reminds me of my mind. There's stuff everywhere, and there's always something going on, so I enjoy that. It feels homey. But if I had all that stuff, I don't know what I would do with it. I don't know where I would put it.
So my house reminds me of my gonads. It's very sterile. It's very sterile and Spartan and blue. Now, just dumb joke, kids. Enjoy.
And I think my answer is the same. It's about who's giving the gift and the experience, because like Christmas gifts, I can remember a handful. I can remember more birthday gifts than I can Christmas gifts. But it's the experience of being with people who thought enough of you and your relationship to pass along a gift and give you something that they thought you would like, or they thought that you needed. Things like that. So it's even those things, like some people make fun of getting socks or getting shirts. Yeah. And
it's disappointing when you're a little kid, but
when you're a little kid, and even today, like
you see how much they cost now, and you're like, holy shit, a pack of socks, that's great.
Yeah. And if somebody, gets you something that's not your style, of course that kind of puts a damper on it. But at the same time, the simple fact that somebody got you something that they thought you could use is always wonderful.
I just always call those things they're like pass along gifts. So, I mean, you get something that's not your style or not your speed, or a book you're not really interested in or whatever. Yeah. You can pass that on to somebody else who's going to make their day. There's always somebody out there who will be happy to receive it and
absolutely.
get a lot of happiness out of it. And that's a good thing to have those kind of opportunities to give as well.
Yeah. Let's you threw a question out. Let me throw one out to kind of end things.
See, it's reciprocal. It's just like Christmas.
What are you going to do to make this Christmas special?
I'm probably going to cook a nice meal. Yeah. That'll probably be it. Okay. Listen to some music. I'll probably cook a turkey or something, or some sort of fancy 4-course meal with a dessert. And we'll sit and just sit by the fire and enjoy it. So, yeah. How about you?
I'm going to make a pointed effort to remember things and to wallow a bit in memories, especially based on our discussion on this show, to kind of live a little bit in the past and be very present in the present. Yeah. That's what I'm going to try and do this holiday season. What a present. Be present in the present for your present. And that should do it for this episode of the Gen Existentialist podcast. Want to wish you a very merry and jolly holiday season.
Yes.
And until next time, I guess next week is New Year's, right?
That's right. Next year is New Year's, and we're going to have a special topic.
A special topic for New Year's. Until that time, have a great holiday. My name is Scott.
I'm Bunny. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.